Hey gang, how everybody doing? I'm back, Meatbology, and once again, as we always try to do, keep supporting the community as well as designers and new games that are coming out. I know we're actually here with Matt Parrish from the new Bots Up. Hey, every time I saw this on, I know it was Kickstarter successful. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. So as we go through it, we wanted to let folks know anytime we see that, and you guys are so awesome to come on to talk a little bit about the game, and really, as we always focus on, is why is it's great for new gamers, right? Bringing new folks to the table, your table, anybody's that's out there that might think, this is the right game to do it. We want to give them a little bit of overview on it and start off. So I know it's yourself and your wife, right? Put it together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Me and my wife Rosie, she's not around today, but yeah, we've designed the whole thing pretty much from scratch, from
That's awesome.
artwork to marketing to everything. So yeah, it's just two-man operation.
It's great. And guys, it's well worth check out the background with these folks too. I think it was on your honeymoon you came up with it and the whole deal, which is
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah,
what better way to spend it, right?
I know, right? Like I can't think of anything better. Like, well, we normally spend our time like on holidays just playing games, sit at the bar, play games, have a relax. But we
Yeah.
changed it up this time and we sat at the bar and we made a game instead. So,
That's bad. That's the best way to do it, man, for sure. So, well, before we get in, if you just want to give a quick little description of the game, and I'm sure if we got some elements here, will pop up for you as well to see as you describe it. But give a little background, if you will, on it.
Absolutely. So our game is called Bots Up. It is a very quick to learn card game, but it's it's definitely a gateway card game. It's kind of mixing the sort of party genre to kind of like a two-player battler. So we're talking about battling robots that you form with cards and then use kind of action cards and funny kind of elements to mess with each other's robots' hands and kind of take each other down.
That's
So you start by assembling your robots out of a collection of spare parts that you get to start the game, and you have some rounds of swapping to try and upgrade your bot, and then you lay out on the table, and it's a sort of cartoon vectory style bots with kind of cute and funky weapons. Some are stronger parts than the others, like carrying like circular saws and stuff, and others have got. I think my personal favorite crap weapon is some little bubbles that you blow. Like so, we kind of mix it up from like these sort of more fierce hitting bots to these weaker ones. And then once you've got your bot, you've got damage dealing cards, you've got swapping part cards, you've got moving little health counters around, you've got all these different elements of armor. You can add rust to attacks and these little elements to try and win the round.
It is, and it's great for expansions, future expansion. I mean, you guys got it down together. The artwork's fun, kind of like your backdrop right here. I'm jealous as all heck on that. I got to give me one of those gaming backdrops. Yeah, the cards, and actually, you guys are great because you actually, if folks sign up, be a part of your community too. I think you can get a printed sheet of it, right? So you can actually see the cards and see everything. I had a chance to go through and do that as well, and obviously back the Kickstarter as well. So excited about it to do it. So I guess while we jump into this, the main question on Meatbology, right, is why is this game perfect for new gamers, right, to bring to the gaming table? What's your thought on it?
So perfect for new gamers because for a number of reasons. I think one is super quick to learn. Like you really can, and that's kind of like one of our biggest testing reports. Like you just get the mechanics. So like first of all, you're not going to be massive headache, with a long rule book, sort of like working out what's what. I feel like it's designed pretty intuitive. You start pulling the different elements out, like mainly card-based game, and you kind of get it pretty quickly. Like the mechanics of it. There's nuances you'll learn along the way, but just you can get a game going very quickly. So number one, that's straight out the gate, very good. Two, I think for new gamers, it introduces some kind of interesting, simple mechanics, which in other games might go to like more depths and complications, but it gets you out the gate. It introduces you to various ideas of forming actions on turns, using it to do damage, other things. Then you get into how you can sort of be a bit more strategic and things. But I think the thing is that anyone can play it. Like it doesn't take, you could get better at it, but anyone could play it, and there's enough about it that would keep people.
Yeah, it's interesting because as we do, and we're launching on this whole app algorithm on just bringing new games, they have to hit certain elements or criteria, characteristics, right? A lot of things we're working on deeper on this. A couple of things it hits on is just first of all relatability, right? Everybody can talk about robots and fun, from Rock'em Sock'em back in the day to even Real Steel if you really want to go crazy in the movie, you know what I mean? And every point's in between. the quick to learn is the key, right, on that. And I think you just nailed it. Is that what I like about it is it brings an opportunity for a little simple math. As always, that's another element, understanding of it as well. The key thing I see, and it keeps growing as we look at it too, as we evolve the methodology as well, is that a lot of folks are looking for this interest in variable powers. Like, so it's not like everybody starts exactly the same type of thing, right? So I think that's an interesting piece too that you bring to the table. You want to elaborate a little bit on that, like each bot being a little different, not the same starting off, right?
Yeah, so in the base game, like every different bot part that you use to form a bot has got a different strength. So you're all going to kind of start the game with different strength elements. So you might end up with a stronger bot at the start that maybe, you come in with an advantage, but then obviously you become a higher target for other people around in this sort of knockout style element. So sometimes it's advantageous, sometimes it makes you a target, that kind of thing.
Right.
We kind of go one further in that in the expansion. So we actually have alternate strategies of why you would differentiate your starting points. So in our expansion, we have a rule called color matching. So our 3 different sort of strength parts are also color coded.
Oh,
So
right.
if you are color matched to all of a single color, then you get additional powers and things like this. So there's these kind of different elements of why you might make a decision to start slightly different, in addition to the luck factor of what you get drawn. So, there's these it's a very light introduction to playing different roles in the game.
Yeah, and I think you just actually great segue, and you did touch on it a little bit earlier too. Is that we always look at a major piece of this is having a game that's much more chance over strategy, right? And that's so the experienced players don't dominate the newbie right away. I think that's a big piece that people overlook sometimes in a game. Like, I know this game so well, I'm going to show you, but I'm going to play it and beat you, and they're going to be like, oh, that was a good experience, right? Having enough luck or chance into it. Can you explain a little bit? I think you touched on it. Just the strategy part, I know it's in there, right? It's enough to, but there's still the luck factor and the piece
Absolutely.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, completely agree. And I mean, I think it's a general point that pretty much kind of most games, especially card games in existence, are a combination of luck and skill, right? Like, every game you can put that in there. And yeah, in a game like What's Up, there's a very high luck factor in the sense that there are randomly occurring effects, and there's a luck of the draw of what you might pick up at the beginning, and that is great for new introduction to people because it means, as you say, no one's getting kind of thrown off the bot. No one's coming in and having an awful experience because of someone taking over. There's an element of skill that will get you so far. Like, let's say you work things out. You're a little bit more of a strategic mind when it comes to gameplay. Maybe you play the game 20 times over. Maybe you're going to edge someone out.
Right.
13-7 or 12-8, 7-9. But the point is, any one person can win our game at any point.
That's right. Because you have that card, that power-up card, right? What is it? Swap bots or bot swapping?
Yeah, we got bot swap. We got all these different power play cards that game changing effects that can just
big
be
time, right? If that happens, it's like somebody's trying to min max it on you. Next thing you know, whoop, there you go.
So it's true, and you've got their exact ball back. So yeah, it's exactly as you say. And generally, my experience of playing around the table with new gamers, and that's always a big fun for me and Rosie. Like, we have a few more games than perhaps some of our friends do. Like, you get that kind of joy of teaching someone a new game. It's really fun and exciting, and you don't want it to be the first time that you teach them to get a game. Always, like, you're like, right, so you get it, cool, we'll just learn it as we go, and then you just start completely bossing, doing things people don't understand. It's you want people to play the same way.
Yeah, well, it's a great game, man. And from what I've seen already, I can't wait to get my hands on it here in the US. And as we go through it, it's called Bots Up, BOTSUP, right, is the game. Matt and his wife, Rosie Parrish, they're the designers of it. We'll have a link, obviously, here for them to you be able to go and check it out, see it, maybe some reviews or the game itself. But you want to tell how folks they can get more information and playthroughs and how to get the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we did our Kickstarter campaign, which ended just over 2 months ago now, which is very happily successfully funded. If you go on to, thank you very much. If you go on to GameFound, you can find we'll put a link to if you go on to GameFound, we're still accepting late pledges, so we can still do that for a little while. And then otherwise, yeah, we'll work out that next step of getting it listed online. We're in that sort of working out our first ever fulfillment manufacturer Kickstarter run phase right now, but it will be available online in the future. So be out there and ready for us. Where we also have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook channels as well, which you can find out all the latest action and news as well from us.
All right, sir. Well, thank you very much. They said she keep these brief and to the point, and I think you did that very well. We're excited about it, adding it to the family. And when we talk about the great games, starter games for folks to come to the table and learn from, and of course, get all the information from Matt and Rosie Parrish in the links and provided here, as well as always, Meatology. Stay close to us. What we got going on. We're looking for 2021 to be a big year to launch that, and I know this game is going to be high on the list as they decide, they look at their personality traits and know that this one's going to fit very well into it as well. So visit meatology.com and join that community. So thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Take care.
Thank you.